Welcome to Flawless Shoe Reviews. Today we're going to review the Hoka Gaviota 5 and compare it to the Hoka Bondi 9. We're going to review it from a medical perspective and a performance perspective, so you'll have an idea of which shoe works better for you. Let's look at the upper first of all. So we've got a relatively flexible heel counter on the Gaviota 5 that's very similar to the heel counter on the Bondi 9, but we've got a bit more of a snug fit on the Bondi 9 than we do on the Gaviota 5, so it's a bit better of a lockdown between the heel and the midfoot. If you've got any issues with Achilles tendonitis or Haglund's deformity, you may not like the lockdown and the compression on the back of the heel in the Bondi 9. As we move up towards the forefoot, we've got the widest fit in all of the Hoka shoes in the Gaviota 5, but the Bondi 9 is wider than what we got in the Bondi 8, and it's probably the second widest shoe that Hoka have. So we've got plenty of space in the toe box in the normal version of the Gaviota 5. It also comes in a wide version, while the Bondi 9 has plenty of space in there, not as wide, but it comes in a wide and an extra wide version as well. Then as we move down into the midsole, we've got a completely different setup. So we've got the supercritical foam in the midsole of the Bondi 9, where we've got the standard CM EVA cushioning in the midsole of the Gaviota 5. So it's a very plush type of cushioning. You sink into it. It's really soft, really luxurious in the Gaviota 5. So it's all around comfort and being able to stay in it for long periods of time. Whereas in the Bondi 9, it's associated with the same thing, but has a little bit firmer of an end feel, which you only feel when you run. So if you just use it for walking, for standing all day, it feels really soft, really comfortable underfoot. When you run, there's a bit more of a firmer end feel, so it doesn't feel completely mushy like you get in the New Balance 1080s. There are two different forms of stability in the shoes as well. So we've got the Hoka H frame that's built into the Gaviota 5. In the version 4, we had the J frame in addition to that. So the H frame runs along the midsole on the inside and the outside of the shoe, and then across the center of the shoe. That gives torsional stability to the shoe, and it's a denser foam that sits on either side of the outside of the shoe, and that's harder to compress. The aim is to help control pronation forces, keep you centered in the shoe as you move. It's coupled up with some wide base of support, some sole flare to keep you centered in the forefoot as you go to push off, and it's got some nice sidewalls around the heel on the inside and the outside of the shoe. So it's classified very much as a max cushion, max stability shoe, whereas the Bondi 9 is a stable neutral shoe. So it's got some sidewalls on the outside and on the inside of the shoe, sole flare and a broad base support as well, but it doesn't have that H frame built into it. So it's very much a stable neutral, max stability shoe is in the Gaviota 5. Then in terms of their use cases and the specifications, in the Gaviota 5, we have 36 mils in the rear foot, 30 mils in the forefoot, giving you a 6 mil drop, and it comes in around 310 grams for a size 9 men's US. So it's a heavier build than what we get in the Bondi 9, which comes in at 297 grams for the same size. It's also got a different drop as well, so 43 mils in the rear foot, 38 in the forefoot, giving you a 5 mil drop rather than the 6 mil drop that we get in the Gaviota 5. So in terms of their use cases, they're both used for everyday walking, standing all day. When it comes to running, they're very much all about comfort. So it's longer runs, easy runs, recovery runs. They don't have the spring inside them or the bounce back that you get in some of the other models like the Clifton 9 or the Max 6. So it's all around comfort, easy runs, long periods of time on your feet inside the shoe. One's a max stability, one's more of a stable neutral shoe. They've got different widths and feels on top as well. If you've got any questions on them, please leave them in the comment section below. You can pick them up using the links in the description. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Liking, sharing, subscribing is always appreciated.